ladies and gentlemen, it's the finals. Woo! We're here.
Mr. Cool, Steve D, let's go.
118 entered, only 2 are left standing. This is it. This is for all the toys, all the bells and whistles. Who is Santa rewarding tonight?
Exactly that. Now, we have seen Steve D go 2-0 on stream here. Can he follow up with a perfect record?
That's what he wants to maintain. Meanwhile, Mr. Cool over here casually walking in and slinking out with a win. So, the decks are being shuffled, the deck lists are on the table, and we're just waiting to get underway.
I'll put the bracket up for you later. It's on my email now.
Sure. Guys, we've just been informed by Gav from Firestorm Games that he does have the bracket available, so right at the end, before we do the wrap-up, we'll get that put up for you.
We'll be able to illustrate the entire top 30 to 27, but it'll be in that style bracket.
Now, while they're looking at the deck list here, we've seen them, they've seen them, they know what to expect. Yeah. Now, I just want to again do a big shout out to both Fab and to Alec for getting this all set up, and a big shout out to Gav. They've put on a lot of work this weekend to make sure this all runs smoothly. And also, again, if you love this content, check us out. All of our socials and things are on cymrucactuars.com. But you can join us here at 6:30 every Thursday for live streams, or you can catch us on YouTube.
And if during the breaks you've seen our slideshow of things on offer in the Square Enix store and you've seen a deal that you like, feel free to head on over. The board game that we revealed earlier is up for pre-order, as well as every other deal that you have seen. And if you happen to make a purchase, you get a free booster pack, so it's a win-win for everyone.
What was that word?
Free!
Everyone loves free round here.
Yep. Thank you so much, Berserker Alucard. Thank you. So, we have the final match. Yep, it's the feature. It's the one we've all been waiting for. 2 titans of the Final Fantasy TCG scene. The world champion, the Deck Tech Man. Where are your bets, chat? Let's get some shouts in the chat now. Who are we cheering for? Who are we rooting for?
Give us the names. Who do you want? Who wants it? Do we want Mr. Cool, 2-time world champion, also Winter Cup champ? Or do we want Steve D, the upstart here, technically, I guess? But he is going for a potential perfect record on the stream.
I didn't actually find out. I wanted to find out if Alex has actually lost a game this entire tournament. We know that he went perfect score 7-0 in Swiss, which means he obviously had the bye, so he would have entered in the top 16 bracket. We saw his stream match was a 2-0 win. I wonder if the others were 2-0 wins.
Yeah, we did forget to ask, and well, we can ask him if he makes it through, if he'll want to do one more interview.
Yeah, right at the end, we will try and grab the winner for just a quick reaction, knee-jerk feels to how they're feeling having come all this way. We want to make sure that you guys get all the scoop.
Yeah, Tillin, just so you know, the other 2 players were the the commiseration loss, Andreas from last round, and our very own Cymru Cactuar, Jenny, the People's Champ Redoubt, sadly lost to Mr. Cool in the last round also.
Big shout outs to those 2. That doesn't mean they go away empty-handed. They get the judge busts.
They do, yeah, and everyone was after those from our locals. Well, I say everyone, I know at least Jack Cavan was. But, extra stuff for them for putting in the good fight.
So, we noticed earlier that Hancock's list was a more backup-heavy variant of the Gigawall variety. This deck has left people open to choice with what they can select as their 3-cost options. And he's lent into the crystal backups, notably, because you're only ever going to play a couple of them, so getting a crystal and a free card is nothing to shout at, as well as some very powerful forwards. I still have in my mind the Gilga FFB plus the Zeramus being flipped off the top.
Exactly, that can be real crippling if your opponent goes a couple backups first turn, which Steve D may be likely to do. Now, people saying, may consider twins going forward. I don't blame you, because they have put in a lot of work today in this room, and also yesterday.
So the twins are a very meta-dependent pair. Right now, this is the perfect meta for them because there are cards that sit on the board and continuously generate advantage, i.e. Tyvus, Magissa, Rajadine, you can even use it on a Warrior of Light to get rid of all the text. The Rufus, these last well. I could go on forever with the amounts of cards that do a lot of stuff as they go.
Yeah, I would say, though, just be wary, because Ixion still does exist, and that is a pet favourite card of some of our locals here in Cardiff. And there is Gareth with the deck list back with us.
Thank you very much, Gareth.
Now, again, we have seen these a few times today already.
Mm-hmm.
What can we expect? Do you think? Are we going to see?
We're going to see twins.
We're going to see twins.
Let's not be around
We're
the
going
bush.
to see
We're
a
twins.
wall.
He's Steve's opened the Porum. He's opened the Edgar. There is a Kukulane in hand as well. Kukulaning the Warrior of Light on entry does nothing because I'm getting way too ahead of myself.
I was going to say
Sorry,
that.
I'm getting too hyped. Right, rein it in. He mulligans, and he still opens a Selfie and a Sarah.
Yeah, so again, though, depending on what Mr. Cool has here, it could be crippling to go backups, but we shall see.
It's fine tossing the forwards because one of them is the aforementioned Selfie, which is coming down now to grab that Yuzuki back. Yep, one backup and pass. So, one thing that I've learned very much from this meta, double backup is a very risky opening because you can get punished so hard for it. Playing just one backup, keeping the hand size and seeing what your opponent is potentially playing is a much safer way to approach this. As we say this, Gigawall enters the board.
Yeah. Tillian saying, just realised how tall Steve D's triple sleeve deck is. It's a tall boy, that's for sure.
Does he have a 3-cost forward in hand? No, he's got the Samurai and the Ami. So it's
double Gilgamesh.
It's got to be Onion Knights. It could be Faris. Could be Faris is not a bad shout.
It's gonna deal a bit of damage to some stuff,
Faris,
so I don't hate this.
Faris is not a bad shout by any stretch of the imagination because Warrior of Light is already a forward. There's the first damage from the Gilbert, and that's Should that Selfie be Dull Frozen?
Does he have the colours? Have we missed something? I
can't tell. He's got Fire, Water, Lightning. Does he?
Is it a May?
It's 5. I think it's 5 he needs for the.
Well, there's the Gilga.
It's 5.
Yeah. So does he have?
No,
five?
he doesn't. He doesn't. He's got 3. He's got 3.
Yeah, you can usually trust Alex to get it right here. He's probably not going to miss something like that.
No.
I like the Yuzuki with the Faris on the board. This is pretty nice.
And there's the Porum.
Yeah.
Right. This is going to most likely be used on the Faris because the Faris will deal a 1k ping plus 2 lots of 3 because there is a Warrior of Light on board.
But
go on.
I was going to say, but now it's not going to do anything while the Yuzuki's around.
Exactly. So which means the Porum can be used on the Gilga instead. Alex has an Ami. He has the cards to play it. But Steve is not really giving him a window to use it. So he may have to consider an alternative route. Do you go for the Tyvus now? And potentially create a headache situation if you have to choose one or the other. As we're getting more and more references to the size of Steve's dice.
Yeah. Again, that dice is a chunky dice, and it is the best counter that Steve has.
Yeah, it's the biggest dice I've seen around.
Yeah. So Steve going to 2 damage.
No EXP so far. We're not blessed with the luck that we were in the previous rounds, but that could all change at the flip of a card.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I gotta say, it is rare seeing Alex play the way he does with his 7-cost wall, because usually we get to this point, 3 forwards on the field, you've pushed a bit, you've kind of stalled out, but he relaxes, he maintains hand, he doesn't try and force the issue. He says, I've done enough, I'll wait. You know, it's an interesting sort of development. And I think it's definitely the way to play this.
It's a Mexican standoff, waiting to see this trigger. There's going to be a trigger that is going to cause this game to just jump at an instant, and we're just waiting for it. Right now, it is a bit of a stare down, a bit of a slow one. Yuzuki is keeping a lot of things in check. A dice for the BMW driver. I will not comment on that statement. It might be true, it might not be. It is. Does Steve not have any board wipes? Let's have a look. I don't think he does. No. I can't clock a single one on here. There is a lot of removal. Per se, you've got Brynhilders, Leviathans, Phoenix with a little ping. A Leftier is floating in there. Wards. He's got more than enough single target. board wipe is a bit more hard to come by.
Yeah. Now, we see here that obviously Mystical has gone into the Tivus, gone and searched that Axstar. Again, the damage is going to be hard to deal with.
It's going to kill the Porum.
It can't.
Oh, it can't because Yuzuki.
Yeah, it is just going to dull and freeze, though.
No. So it's going to take 2k less. It's going to take 7. It's not a fire card. Porum is dead. Porum is dead.
Of course, yeah.
Yep.
So, could he not?
I'm so used to Yuzuki just saying no with water cards. It doesn't say no. It just says
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is suddenly a big board that Steve has to deal with. The big dice was not up to the challenge this time.
Yeah, it's again, as we said, looking at the list without any sort of major, sort of board wipes here. How do you get around this? It seems almost insurmountable right now.
It's hard, but it's not impossible. First things first, we need to deal with the present threats on board. Now, Yuzuki is keeping the Axstar and the Faris in check, but the Gilga is a bit of a different problem.
Oof, a ward that will
on the
deal
Faris,
with a Faris.
Are you dealing with the Faris while the Yuzuki's on the board? Interesting choice.
Are you looking in the wrong place?
Hmm?
The Yuzuki's on Steve D's side.
Yeah. Which means the Faris is not doing any ability damage, so why kill it?
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair point. I probably would have gone after the Gilga there.
Gilga was my first port of call, but...
Oh, is it that Ward doesn't deal enough? Did Ward deal 7 or 8?
Ward deals 7.
Okay.
Oh, no, because the Gilga's bigger. The Gilga's going to be bigger.
So, yeah, the only target really was
it is
the
Faris.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, fair enough. Credit where it's due.
So...
That's a Realm and a Alphino in hand. Neither are particularly useful in the situation. Tivus can't cheat any of them in, so it's going to be a party swing. Yep, Steve takes it. What's getting... Still not got the colours for the... Yeah, we're still sitting on Fire, Water, Lightning, so we're still a couple colours short for the Dull Freeze effect. Now, Steve has got a Zidane, a Lena, a Furion. There's the Lena. That is going to be it.
Yeah, so...
Now, the big problem now is the Tivus and the Warrior of Light are back up, and they are big. They are 9k, and they're going to start really putting the gas on.
Yeah, it's...
Steve does have the selfie trap card.
And he could be posting it there just a little bit, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yuzuki is the reason Steve is not dead yet. It kept the Faris in check, and now it's keeping the Axstar in check.
Yeah. Still getting shouts for the come on to Steve D of the YYT.
Cheer for Steve.
But Alex...
Cheer for Alex. Let us know.
Yeah, Alex in absolute control, it feels like, at the moment. Obviously, fully dependent on Steve D, how he reacts.
So Alex, off his last drew a Cyan and a Knight of Onions.
Okay, so here comes the big bad wall.
Yep.
There goes a Furion. That's a pretty good hit.
Tivus laying his sword in, and that's... Ooh, the luck's not there this time with Steve.
Missing those EX bursts. Okay, so at the moment, we're still not getting a Dull and Freeze from the Gilgamesh.
I don't think you do anything else now as Alex. There's no point. You're sitting on 4 cards in hands. The board is still firmly in your favour. There is no need to overextend. As I say that, the Realm comes in.
Yeah, Alex disagrees with you wholeheartedly.
Okay, so we're bouncing the Axstar to hand. Okay, I see where this is going. Realm, when it enters, bounce a forward to hand. Get a crystal. Tivus, replay the Axstar for free. That is going to allow the Alphino to enter, and Alphino is going to grab him a search. Do you know what? Well played, Alex.
Yeah,
that was really clean.
Again, we're not going to lose any damage onto the Yuzuki or the ward here, so that's at least you're keeping a couple blockers, but you're already on 5. Again, though, the Tivus and the wall, thanks to the Axstar, has gone down.
But he's just locked and loaded in S effects. This is really hurting Steve's chances of potentially impacting this board. Unless, of course, he draws the one-off Shantoto that magically appeared into his deck. I think we might be looking at the game too.
Yeah, I think if we did find a Shantoto, that would be interesting.
But as if on cue.
So
he drew the Ami. It was a bit too late. The board had gone too far out of control, and Mr. Cool takes game 1 emphatically, it has to be said.
World champ showing what skills it took for him to get to the top of the game. Steve D can now sort of regroup, have another crack at it, see if he can kind of turn it around in game 2.
That's it. Game 1, bygones are bygones. It happens. Let's reload and get back into this. He's on the play. And it's very important that he establishes a way of potentially dealing with what Alex will throw at him. The thing is, Gigawall is a lottery system. You don't know what is coming out tonight. It could be hyper aggro, as we just saw with Faris Gilga, or it could be double crystal backup.
Yeah, and that's it. And that was something obviously Alex mentioned in the first interview, was that the decision making is so limited with the deck. You kind of take a step back from it. You're not really in the driving seat per se. It's kind of driving you almost, right?
Post this T to help Steve D. That is get that spamming in the chat. Can someone think of a rhyme for Mr. Cool? Please do let us know if there's an emote that is appropriate.
Okay.
Post this fool to help Mr.
Not
Cool.
a good start there on that.
And
first
somebody
hand.
go,
good save there,
easy,
Steve D.
good save.
Come on, waifu sleeves. Let's help Steve out. Let's make this game interesting.
All right, there's a Palom, there's a Kukulane, there's a Leviathan, there's a Selfie, there's a Sarah. So it's backups. It is backups.
All right, so
How does he? Chances are, I imagine it's a Sarah opening, or it's a self. It's going to be the Sarah.
going in. Let's get some backups. Is it Edgar? Perhaps
It'll be Edgar into probably the Palom. Right, here's the lottery. Place your bets. What are your bingo numbers? What are you calling out, guys?
Is this the day for Gilga Zeramus?
Or is it double crystal?
He's gonna hit one forward. I think you're too spread on 3 forwards for it not to.
Well, he's deciding what he wants to toss.
Keep an eye on the colours in the break zone just in case.
All right, that's all laid out. The cut is complete. Now spin that wheel.
Okay, let's look in the break zone. Come on, what are we putting in there? Is that a Muti in the hand there?
It is a Muti. It's a Muti, a Mog 6, I believe a Cyan as well.
So
and Axstar, yes.
So we're on 3 colours actually.
3 colours. Onion Knight, Wall, Ami. Is it a whiff? Is it a whiff?
Nope, it is not. Okay, Gilga into that Onion Knight again.
So the Gilga has haste, but it doesn't have the Dolph Freeze, and the Onion Knight does nothing. Yeah. And he gets a draw.
Oh, hitting that then, and now Steve D is hitting those experts.
Now then.
But still facing down 3 forwards. Hancock's in the driving seat yet again.
So he has the Edgar, and he has the potential to play a Palom from hand. There is also... Is that old Axstar?
The
It is the old Axstar.
Wow, okay.
It's choose an EX in your damage zone, activate it. On damage 3, search for an FFBE forward and add it to your hand. The FFBE forward I'm clocking in this list is Tyvus.
Yeah, I like this card.
And left here as well, for what it's worth, I believe. I have a copy handy here.
Yeah, now, again...
FFBE.
Yeah, so I like this Axstar. I don't know if you want to use it just to get an additional draw or not, but it could be interesting.
Mm-hmm. I'm not racking my head to remember if Tyvus is an FFBE or not. It is. I'm pretty sure.
Well, we can look. Tyvus is.
Yay! I'm good at this game. Well, there's the Palom.
Shoots the Gilga.
Mm-hmm. Brynhilda +2. And he's drawn a Yuzuki. There's a left tier in there as well. So Edgar into left tier. The thing with the Axstar in the left tier is they're very good cards, but they really want to be on damage 3 for them to hit their full potential. So I think Steve needs to take another couple punches to the face just so he can retaliate with the full force of his hand.
I also think we can need to draw attention to the irony of Steve now using the minuscule tiny dice.
He's learned his lesson. Oh, there's the Tyvus again. He's got to take this one. He wants to go to damage 3.
And that is it.
Ami.
Okay. So Steve already fearing the halfway point. And there's a Faris. That could be enough.
That's a dead Palom.
Yeah.
That's a dead Palom.
Yeah,
See you later.
These twins just
No
not able to
refunds.
stick around when things like that are happening.
So, Axstar can draw a card and search a Tyvus. That is a potential line of play. It would be expensive, but it is very possible. You go Axstar, trigger the Lena, draw a card, search a Tyvus, play a Tyvus, play Yazuki. I see Ward Yazuki Furion in hand, so he's got the choices.
Yeah, just trying to math out, seeing how much you can get away with here, I think.
Yeah, we've gone from the biggest dice known to mankind to the smallest one, and here it is. So, trigger the draw, trigger the search. So, if my intuition is correct, he will search before he draw, because that's the correct order to do things.
Alrighty, so...
There's the Tyvus.
Yep. Now, what does he want off the top? What's going to really help him here?
Honestly, a dead card that he can discard for CP.
Well, I guess you just have to make that decision right now.
I mean, that's obviously semantics. There are obviously plenty of good cards he could draw.
What's
Another
that,
Lena.
Okay.
Lena's... Do you know what? You've already got one in the EXPers. The board's on this state, and don't mind tossing the Lena. As the counter grows, show the dice. Yes, it should. World Champ's pretty decent. He's not bad. Gotta give him that. No, he's insane. He's absolutely insane at this game.
He is piloting this deck to almost perfection. None of us here could criticize the way he's piloting it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting a Furion off of the Tyvus.
We tossed the Furion, so we need to get a Furion back. Oh, surprise Lena. Back in the deck.
Surprise, mother. Now,
some fries.
Yeah, some fries. I can't, like, the Furion is playable.
So you've got, is it the Ward first to try and take out? It's the Yazuki. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this kind of shuts down the Faris.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember if Hancock's kept that wall. Yeah, he's got a wall in hand. He's got an army, and he's got another Faris. So it's a pseudo brick, but it's not, because Alex can just swing with impunity with this Warrior of Light and this Onion Knight for the matter. I mean,
you gotta feel like that Sedan is actually a big hit here.
So, can we pull up Onion Knight's second? I want to see its second effect one more time. I don't know if it's got any relevance to this. I don't think it does. I think it's just removal more than anything. So when you put it into the break zone, you can just flicker another Onion Knight out of the deck.
Yeah. So,
how are we doing here, Steve?
Yeah.
How are we approaching this one?
He is fighting.
There's the Ward.
He's fighting the best fight he can. I think you got to deal with a Faris again, right? Because that's all you can.
Yeah, well, that's why he can
off.
shoot. Yeah,
Yep.
Faris is gone. He can swing in probably with the Yazuki, because that's the one least. Or the Axstar.
Yeah.
And that's Axstar on Axstar. That's a
Now,
good rip for Steve.
I think you gotta just kind of play it slow here. Stop. You've now sort of maybe stabilized a bit, but
The problem is, this wall's going to keep swinging. The only thing that can trade with it is the Tyvus. You don't want to trade your Tyvus for a Warrior of Light when you know full well another Warrior of Light is going to hit the board straight after. How do we know? We've seen it in his hand.
yeah, the issue that we have though is that unfortunately Steve D is on the clock. He's on 5 already.
6. Clock is counting down. Chat saying GG. It's not GG yet. Steve still has a massive board.
Yeah, that Sedan going to damage again though. You feel like the Sedans could have made a difference really if you could have seen them early. But
Steve is really taking this one to the wire. He is taking as much of the pressure as he possibly can. He now needs to be very careful, because one wrong step and that's it.
Yeah.
Cup is over.
Double Porum draw.
Double Porum,
He does-
Brynhilde, Zidane.
He has a Sedan, but he can't play it because he's gotten rid of the Edgar, and another Edgar's gone to damage.
Do you know what's really unfortunate?
What's that?
The fact that Alex drew a second wall. Now, what could have happened is Steve could have... Oh, no, never mind. I'm chatting absolute waffle. I was going to say target the wall with the Porum. Like, no, wait, hang on. Wall 7. It doesn't even work. Furion? Is there Furion still around? So Furion is your way out of this one. The potential first strike is your saving grace? We're going with the Porum first, and then we can potentially free play the Furion if it's still sticking around.
That's it. Yeah, Zidane does feel like the only way to die. Play Furion, draw a Phoenix, getting called in the chat there.
Gilga in the damage. There's the Furion. Swing with the Furion.
Tombo asking...
you got to swing with it. Draw the cards.
Tombo asking if Alex handicapped himself in this by playing no backups just for this tournament.
He's staring at 1, 2, 3. He's on 14.
Yeah, so...
This has been aggro.
Yeah, it is that. And that's kind of the way this deck should work, though, really. But
is Alex thinking about
Ami in this?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He's doing it.
I don't hate this, because this could be his card to stabilize. And now he's going to have to sacrifice what's in his hand just to...
he's going to do it. He's going to do it. Yeah, they're not doing anything to change this board state. That Furion is much more valuable alive than dead.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to do this.
So, it's the fact of, obviously, the 2,000 power, the reactivation...
if he's got a fire and a water, that would be ideal. So he's going for the first one to activate.
Yeah. And is he going to let it die?
They're discussing it now. So one would assume, chat, feel free to correct us, but should that Furion still be alive? Unless he's discarded twice? Oh, Yazuki! Of course. Good spot, chat.
So it's reduced by 2 and reduced by everything.
Thank you so much, chat. You are 100% correct. Furion goes up to 7. It takes 8, but it takes 6.
I'm not quite sure how it works with multi-element, though. It's still fire.
No, still counts as water. It's just water forwards in general take 2k less damage from any source.
Yeah, but fire also takes none, and it's also a fire one.
Yeah, but it's that's only for ability damage. This is a summon.
Right, oh, okay, I see.
Yep.
So that'll do the job. There's the big dice again.
Oh, we're back on the big one.
Maybe that's where the struggle started, by using those mini dice, just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alex has got another Faris in hand.
The Zuki's still keeping the Faris in check.
I'm not sure.
Do you know what? I agree with chat. I'm not sure about that Amat.
I think I like it. Again, as we said, this could be the card that could stabilize Steve D here. It can attack, it can obviously get the draws, it can reactivate itself, and it can get first strike.
So you block this. I think at this point you have to block this with Tybus. I think you need to take the good trade. Oh, we're just tossing the wall for the S-Effect straight away.
So, I can't even remember what this S-Effect does now.
It's forwards to 3, can't be chosen by summons or abilities.
Okay, fine.
Are we tanking with the Yazuki? I imagine not. That's not the one I would tank with. Oh, we're scooping. Is that game 2 or game 3? Are we going to game 3?
I think we are. I think Steve held there, and I think Alex Smith...
They're shuffling up. I guess it's a game 3, guys.
Alex is saying, no, I don't want any more part of this. Let's go again. Okay. Well fought on both sides there. Again, Woo! Steve showing... that he can hold and take his resources to his absolute limit.
That was close for comfort.
Absolutely. We are now one apiece. The absolute decider here. Whoever wins this one takes it all.
That's what we want. We always want a final to be a 2-1 regardless of opponents. We want to see as much action as possible. You guys have got a game 3 and it's right here, right now.
Yep, the world champ still... sat there trying his best. Steve D, organised after the first round loss. Oh, this is exciting.
He rallied hard and he went, no. You don't play forwards, I play forwards. I play more than you. So
I think what we're looking at here is so much maybe not the twins that are going to see Steve D through this, but maybe the combination of Yazuki and Furion.
Someone phones you right in the middle of the round. Alex tried to win and then he scooped.
Yeah, Steve D managed to go pretty wide. Furion attack. Amat the draw trigger. Reactivate. Took the reduction. It survives. And I think it was kind of a foregone conclusion. He was staring at lethal with only 2 forwards. He did have Faris in hand, but I don't think he had the CP to play it.
Yazuki would have just said no.
Yeah, exactly. But it would have been a blocker, you know?
All right, so we got Leonora, Ward, Yazuki, Palamporum. So the twins are here and they're going to come down.
Are we just going to fire them turn 1 and hope that they can stick around?
I don't like it into Gigawall because the Wheel of Fortune can give us a nightmare.
Who is going first? I think
it'll be Alex.
Yeah,
it'll be Alex.
So therefore, double turn 1 twins might actually be good if you go in second.
All right, so Alex has opened Aria and Sarah FFL. So he's getting Wall, but he's not getting it turn 1. He's also opened 2 of the S effects. Easy discards, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And that'll helps get the road on for the Gilgamesh with the colours in break zone.
So with the fact that you've already drawn 2 of your non-light Warriors of Light, you probably don't play the Sarah FFL unless you want to get a Faris as well. That's an option. But you'd probably just go for the Aria. Nope, he's going for the Sarah.
Yeah, so people saying in chat there that this might be a gamble from Steve D here to keep that hand. I'm not sure. Go in second, double twins, both playable. In theory, it could be a good hand.
He's getting the 3rd multicolor wall. It's CP. It's an S effect. I'm not going to question his judgment. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to really matter though too much. Sadly, even if Steve D does go twins here, it's not going to be enough to deal with the wall when it does come down.
I think what Steve, if he does play the twins, he's banking that Alex won't be able to kill them in that turn, and then they'll be able to get to 4 counters and really start hitting.
Yeah, but what are we looking at here?
We're looking at Yazuki Palamporum pass.
Oh, wow, okay,
right.
Let's go.
Gauntlet has been thrown down. The twins are your final obstacle from the Winter Cup Championship. Can you do it? A Yazuki backing them up.
This feels like a boss deck play. Here's my guys.
Yep.
Bring it on.
He's just gone, and what?
Yeah.
Fight me.
This, again, the linchpin, I think, here, just for taking things out, is going to be keeping that Palom alive. The Porum we know is weak in this situation just because it's not as protected. So this could be interesting.
If the Palom survives, it is going to shoot and shoot and shoot. And we've already seen 3 Warrior of Lights that could potentially be the protection. Okay. And we know Alex is keeping 1. So here we go.
Axstar doesn't kill.
Ward doesn't kill. Warrior of Lights.
Go into the bomb.
Faris doesn't kill. Onion Knight bounces. Onion Knight bounces.
Okay. So we probably bounce the Yazuki here, I think, because
it dull freezes them for a start.
Yeah. Again though, I think here we bounce the Yazuki. That we tag it with the damage on one of these, probably on the Porum, and just get them gone.
No. So you Axstar and you Onion Knight, and then if you stack, and there is a correct stack to this, and chat is already clocking it. That if that Yazuki is bounced before all of this happens, it's GG.
Yeah, because you can kill the twins with the Axstar if you stack this correctly.
It depends on what the last. Not sure what the last card in his hand is. I imagine I think he kept the Warrior of Light he searched.
Yeah, 1 Warrior of Light, and I can't see the second.
Faris Onion. It's Faris Onion. Nah, there's 6. It kills 1. It doesn't kill both. I think you kill the Palom and you just leave the Porum left standing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the yes, the Faris might kill 1 here, but if Steve D draws correctly, that Yazuki comes down.
He's going with the Axstar first. Faris Onion won't kill both, but it will kill the Palom, and the Palom is the one that is going to kill Alex's stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no point blanking any of these. It's more just of Axstar, and I think Axstar might depend on what the last card is in hand. We know one's a Warrior of Light. It's what the other. We're going Axstar Onion.
I think I prefer Axstar Onion just because now you can go aggressive. You haven't got a couple turns of those forwards standing back up.
So the correct stack order is first things first. Onion Knight needs to resolve first to bounce the Yazuki to hand,
and that is the first thing tagged. Now we stack.
He's got a Yazuki of his own, right?
Yeah. So that then turns off the Palom. So there's the play. The Dull Freeze has already happened.
Yep.
And now we're going to shoot probably the Porum. Have we not? Oh,
No,
there we go. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're shooting the prompt. So we got it right. You stack the onion on the top so it resolves first, bounces the Yuzuki to hand. Then the Axstar resolves, plays the Yuzuki in Alex's hand, and then shoots that Palom or Porum for 9k. Steve went, come at me, and Alex went, oh, okay.
Yeah, challenge accepted.
Okay.
Yeah, I love the aggression. I love the play. I love the combination of the forwards Steve D chose. Sadly, I think it was just, the world champ had the answer.
No, do you know what? I want this guy to buy me lottery tickets.
Nah, man, this is skill, not luck.
This is skill, not luck. You heard it here first.
Oh yeah, I don't know, man.
I feel for Steve to come so far and to put all that work in to have it happen like this.
The thing is, though, we've seen that Steve can go 2-6 and still make the comeback. This is not over yet.
Hi Sam, how you doing?
Oh yeah, hey there.
Six. That's a good shout from chat. A 6 CP Leviathan could make a difference.
Yeah. Well,
it could. It probably. It's hard to say.
Yeah. Well, we're just waiting on obviously Steve D's sort of decision here. While he's strategizing, just want to give a big shout out to everyone that's joined us throughout this weekend here. You've made this absolutely excellent for the both of us. I think we can agree. We've had a great time chatting with you, loving all the calls and the inspiration you give us, and obviously catching all the little misplays too. So.
Thank you so much for joining us on this adventure, as it is a pass, and the Palom is now loaded on 3 counters. There's just one problem with that, isn't there?
Yeah, that Yuzuki is an issue.
He can shoot the Onion Knight, but it will take 2k less. He can shoot the Warrior of Light, but it's too big. And he can shoot the Palom and the Axstar and the Yuzuki, except he can't because they don't take ability damage.
Yeah, so we are stuck there. EX bursts are probably our way out here. Again, Steve can battle here. He can dig deep, entrench, and try this once more.
Mm-hmm. Sam is right. In theory, you should be S-effecting before EXs. But right now, we're just killing. And a selfie, that's one.
That's an EX.
One EX.
What do you get back here? So we know the
It's gotta
twins
be a
are
fire
there.
forward.
Yeah, so he's gone with the Palom. Here comes the Onion Knight for damage 2.
The Knight of Onions.
Oof, okay.
That's not what we want. Yuzuki.
That's a
Porum.
Porum. Now Steve D back at the 3 mark. He is on the clock. Staring down lethal next turn.
So what's he got in hand? Is that double Yuzuki, Zidane, double Palom, and a ward. Nothing he can really do.
Yeah, I mean...
Is it Yuzuki pass? Yuzuki, Palom, pass.
Yeah. Could he have played the Yuzuki last turn? And is there any reason he didn't?
I'm not quite sure.
Yeah,
it's one for the watch back in the little check.
Yeah, check out our videos on YouTube. We'll put up the individual
all these matches will be available at the Next Dimension on YouTube, so please do go check them out if you want, or watch this VOD back. Either way works.
Or all of our links and our affiliate link with Firestorm Games are on Cactuars.com.
Please check them out. Help us out. Help us to help you.
And also give us a follow if you wouldn't mind on this Twitch channel. We stream here every Thursday.
So that's the draw.
That is a draw. That is a second EX there. Does it help?
It needs to be a Leviathan. It needs to be a Leviathan. Show me the Leviathan.
Show me potato salad.
I don't want potato salad. This is it. This is it. This is the bottom of the 9th. Hail Marys to be thrown. People to stand up and be counted.
Yeah.
Insert another innuendo here.
This has been a crazy best of 3 here. Both throwing out their absolute best plays.
That's another one.
Okay.
That blanks the Yuzuki.
I don't think we can kill anything though. Unless Steve D has maybe a Brynhilde or something like that in hand. I don't think he does.
He draws one.
I'm assuming it was blanking on the Yuzuki.
He has a Brynhilde. So we know Hancock still has a Warrior of Light in hand. He does have the multicolour one that he searched off the Sarah FFL. So there is going to be a little bit of stack ordering to do with this if there is a miracle.
No, he doesn't. Oh, no, sorry. There's the wall.
There's the Aria. He's going to grab another one just for SFX.
Yeah.
Yep.
To be honest, I think if Steve D had fired off with a Brynhilde there, if he could have, and we saw that, we could have potentially have seen a scoop.
He's taken everything to wrap this up. He's got exactly 2 cards in hand, or 3, but really only 2. Warrior of Light and Warrior of Light. 1 for Steve's turn and 1 for his next.
Yeah, so...
Brynhilde.
Yeah.
It's happening now. We're forcing out... Whoa.
Force out that Warrior of Light S effect. Or are you happy to maybe just let it go just in case?
Oh, but he did it on the Onion Knight.
Oh, yeah. So he blanked it so that the...
Okay. So I see what happened with that Kukling. He Kukling the Onion Knight.
I don't think that's dead, though. It takes 2 less, doesn't it, from Yuzuki? Unless we...
Guys, can we get a confirmation on whether that should have happened?
You may want to go stop that.
I'm just waiting for chat to confirm our suspicions
before I go.
Stealth
damage, reduce it by 2.
Yes.
And unless the Yuzuki was blanked, at which point why aren't you tagged in the Yuzuki? I think you may want to check that.
There's going to be a table judge. We're going to go with it.
All right.
All right.
Just in case, we've been good on it all weekend. Let's just double check. It looks like they're at a sort of a soft point anyway, so maybe just quickly check with them. Yeah, we just want to get clarification on this because
2 of them are watching the game.
Oh, okay. So we got 2 judges at the table. Must all be kosher.
Yep. If 2 of them are there, then I'm not going to disturb the proceedings.
Yeah. Okay then. No problem. Hopefully that they would have caught anything that was there.
It's our job to provide entertainment for you guys, except we haven't had to because this final has been entertaining. This whole weekend has been entertaining, and as it draws to the climax.
Yeah, I gotta think though, if Steve D here did blank the Yuzuki, why would you not kill the Yuzuki? It seems strange to me.
It is a question for the ramblings of time.
Yeah, I'm almost 80% sure that could have been a misplay.
Exactly. Chat says it's right. I'd be surprised for it to go by Steve, Alex, and 2 judges.
Exactly that. Yeah, it just feels weird, right? It feels like a weird way to do it. Steve must have his reasons, but
we trust them. We trust Steve. We trust Alex.
Exactly. So we're sat 5-0 in this game 3.
There you go. There's the breakdown for you in chat. Nice and simply laid out. Thank you very much, Richard Belli. Zidane for 6.
Seeing those Zidanes in damage these last few games.
The last march of the Ents is upon us.
I think if you're Alex here, you have to pass, right?
Can't really see what he's got in hand, so it's hard to know what his thought process is.
He's still got a Warrior of Light. There goes the Zemus.
He's going for the Scallop, so that's a crystal and a draw. For another one, that's fine. He's still got an S effect loaded, and Steve is drawing. He drew a dead backup, I'm pretty sure. And what was the last card?
Yeah.
Levion 6 would have been a beautiful story. Alas, it was not meant to be.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think this game is and story is about to end in heartbreak for the YYT. But again, we did see Steve make a miraculous comeback in game 2.
He passed.
Yep.
Counter on the Palam.
So now, you're probably chump blocking the Warrior Light with Ward, right?
It's a difficult one because both players have Yuzuki, which means pings are meaningless.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to navigate this differently. It's now mathing up the power of the bodies. Party attacks is a very good shout. The wall on his own. So, do you tank this with the Tyvus?
No, I think you just chump this with a ward because your Tyvus in theory can block the rest a couple of times.
So you chump block the wards, trade with the Tyvus. Palam can't shoot anything. We're using the Mog. Stop the search of something that may particularly happen. That's another Tyvus in it. He's chumping with the wards. With the wards.
Okay, so we're only dealing with 2 more attackers here. But realistically, it could be a case that Mr. Cool can just keep attacking with that Warrior of Light, and that'll be enough.
It's what he's done all game. That Warrior of Light has swung and swung and swung, and it's hitting 6s and 6s and 6s.
Yeah.
He's not out yet.
Maybe we can get to the point, though, where that Palom is just big enough. Mm-hmm. It feels like it might take a bit of time, though, and I don't know if Steve has got it.
So what changes this matchup? It's really hard to say because the Azukis are really making this awkward. Leviathan would be very difficult to resolve because of the impending wall S effect, but that could be the last one. He's drawn a Azuki and he's drawn a Lennon, none of which are particularly useful in this situation. There's also a Sarah and a Tyvus.
Yeah.
So Alex just needs to take it slow and keep systematically breaking down Steve's board a piece at a time.
Yeah, Berserk saying, they think that this favours Steve D the longer it goes on, just for how swole the twins can get. Again, though, we're probably looking at least another 2 or 3 turns for it to be big enough to survive.
Steve's really missing Porum right here. Porum changes the complexity of this completely.
I'd even love to see a Firion, to be honest. I think Firion would really help shift this game again.
Right, next draws. Oh, Setzer. Setzer's big. Setzer's really big. Setzer is really big. It's the new one from Opus 21. When Setzer enters, remove 2 characters from the game from forwards. You can cast them anytime you can normally cast them. Pick 2 forwards in your break zone, remove them, and then play them. If there's a way he can play the Gilga in the break zone, that's it.
The thing is, he's still going to play with the correct CP. So the Zermus, unfortunately, looks like it might be out unless he's got an Onion Knight available. Yeah, because it looks like there's 2 Zermus potentially there. Setzer does die, though. There's no protections. That's a good point there.
The auto will trigger. The auto will still trigger.
Auto, shoot it. Shoot it dead.
Yep, Gilga
shoot
and Onion Knight.
The problem with these sort of cards, though, is even if the Setzer does die, it's you still get to cast these cards. Mm-hmm. But I don't hate the picking off of the forward here.
He's S affecting. He's S affecting.
Okay,
that's it.
Yeah, maybe we've tried to shoot it there on Steve's D half there.
There it is. Oh. And your 2023 Winter Cup Wales champion, Alex Hancock's Mr. Cool.
Yeah, well done there. Alex Hancock's taken this whole year by storm. World champ yet again, and now Winter Cup champion. What a game. Steve fighting to the bitter end. So, yeah, we're hearing the cheers now. Mm-hmm. We will do a quick be right back, guys.
We will try and get the champion for a quick few words before we start signing us off. So stick around. Commiserations to Steve. That was an excellent final. Well played by both players. That comeback in Game 2, immense. Yeah. Well played to both. Stick with us and we will do our best to grab a quick word with Alex now. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 Winter Cup champion, Mr. Cool himself. How are you feeling after that one?
I feel pretty good for the most part. That little mistake with the Brynhilda after he hit the Kukule in the X-Burst, that I was thinking about that for a few turns after. I kept drawing dead cards and I was like, is this how I go out? With the stupidest mistake possible? Mm-hmm. Thankfully it didn't work out that way, so yeah, I'm pretty chuffed overall.
We had the whole of chat trying to work out what on earth was going on there. we couldn't work it out for the life of us. Do you want to just give us a quick summary breakdown of what happened there?
With the Onion Knight thing?
Yeah, the Kukulane.
Yeah, so he hit the Kukulane and he targeted Onion Knight. I don't think he motioned to it on the screen. So Kukulane EX targeted the Onion Knight, and when it loses abilities, it follows it into the break zone. So the Onion Knight took some amount of damage somewhere. Later on in the turn, before I passed, he used Palom to do 8,000. I'm like, okay, that's fine, because Suzuki reduces it by 2,000 because of water forward. Yep. No problem. And then he Brynhilda's in main phase 2, and then I think, oh, that's great. I can just Like, is this some crazy bait? I don't want to ultimate shield this. I'll just pay 1, bring another Onion Knight, bounces Yuzuki again, and then we're laughing. And then, of course, he reminds me afterwards that it's Kukulland, and I'm like, oh yeah, duh. And I missed on the ultimate shield. But thankfully, having double ultimate shield in hand, still was able to just about get there. But yeah, that was really it made it closer, made it more exciting to watch. I'm sure
it was very exciting to watch. Game 1 was a bit of a one-sided show, but Game 2 he came out swinging and he built a board bigger than what we've seen you were able to make.
Yeah. I mean, you got the full warrior package. And this one's very dedicated with like 3 Yuzuki. I think he's playing like 3 ward as well, so he's always going to have that warrior access most of the time. That was a tough one. I didn't see much hope on that. I was obviously more worried when the Palamporum Yuzuki came down in Game 3, but Game 2 it was like that kind of just ground me out over the course of a few turns, and that was actually the first game I lost all weekend with this deck. So
So that was
consolation for Steve there.
That was something actually that we were going to ask you as well before this round, was whether you'd had any game losses up to this point, because we knew you came out of the first day unscathed, but clearly Steve D the only one taking blood from you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I want to, I'm very proud of this performance because the deck did go undefeated. There were some very good changes I made after Worlds, but it is just it is down to the Warrior of Light himself, the card, what's on the top 5 a lot of the time. And throughout all day yesterday and all day today, the flips have been good. I think I've only hit one off Warrior of Light once and missed no times, which is super unlikely anyway, I guess. And then that Game 3, that was like I willed it into existence. I'm like, I need Axstar to play the Yuzuki, and I just need any good forward. And then an Onion Knight came down. It was like, wow, that was just felt meant to be.
Can you write down tonight's lottery numbers while you're at it, please? That was exactly it. And then we were shocked by Steve's approach to Game 3, where he just went, come at me. This is what you got to deal with. Here's the problem. It's like one of those chess things where it's a preset move and you've got to find checkmate in one move. And
what were your thoughts when you saw that happen?
Yeah, well, I was thankful I went first, because although he couldn't have played all 3 turn 1 if he had gone first, it was more of a case of like, I wanted to be able to play the Warrior of Light on curve, and I knew the way the hand was made up. I knew that I had the answer in my deck. That just had to be in the top 5. And the thing was as well, it was just the Axstar. Like, the Onion Knight was icing on the cake, but as long as I hit Axstar another 3 CP forward, I was going to be able to kill the Porum. Again, I haven't run the math. I might have been under 50% to even hit the Axstar with another forward anyway, but it happened. I say I knew what the line was, really smart. I was going to play Warrior of Light anyway, but it's like, at least I sort of knew it was there. Got to keep hold of the ultimate shield and the Yuzuki, and it just felt too perfect when it all came together.
Well, there you go, and you're finishing Winter Cup champion as well as world champion. Now, as you look ahead to 2024, what's next?
I guess this is actually I did win the Winter Cup in Scotland last year, so this is, I guess, a year of 2 times. So obviously the plan is next year's a year of 3 times, right?
The 3-peats. We're going for the 3-peat, people. You heard it here first.
Michael Jordan of FFTCG, guys. You're looking
the goats. With all that being said, just to wrap this thing up, any shout out, any thank yous that you want to dish out while we're here?
Honestly, it's kind of the same bunch of thank yous that I had at the championship, but at the same time, I mean, I had a big Airbnb of my local players, my sort of team down here this weekend. We were helping each other test throughout the weekend, all providing support throughout the weekend. And as I said before in the previous, thanks to all the staff for being here, and Hobby Japan, Kageyama, Marita-san, for just making it feel special again, because obviously with everything with COVID, even with the Winter Cup last year was kind of put on as a last minute thing because everyone wanted it, but this year is finally where it's coming back to normal, and I guess this is like my just before Christmas, a sense of normalcy for Final Fantasy trading card game.
And it's a sense of normalcy that we all enjoy. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations again on your win, and have a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you both, guys.
Guys, we'll be right back for a quick sign off, so stick with us for 5 or 10 more minutes.
Thank you. So for the final time, guys, we're back with you once again.
It's been an excellent weekend, hasn't it, mate?
It's been an absolute belter. I, for one, cannot wait to get home and get to bed after an absolute stormer of a tournament. So, before we sign off, we do have a few shout-outs that we want to give out. So, I'd like to start off by thanking our venue, our home, Firestorm Games, for helping to make all of this happen. It's been the home of the Winter Cup for multiple years now, and it's just not the same without it.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing better than right before Christmas getting your friends from all over the nations, all over the world even sometimes, just having a few drinks, a few laughs, and some excellent games, and you've seen them all this weekend.
Mm-hmm. Who else have we got to thank?
So we've also got to thank, I was going to say all the players for their great support. Yeah, but they do. Everyone made the journey. 118 people just this weekend alone.
118 people. What a massive turnout.
Yeah, exactly. Hobby Japan as well. Thank you for them. I know Alex has already mentioned them. They're coming over here, again, making it feel legitimate. I hope you all liked, I know we didn't comment over it, but hope you like Kageyama's Commons game on stream as well earlier.
Thank you to Kageyama. Thank you to Marita for playing some Gunslinger with some of the people sticking about. I'm sure they had a great time and got some nice treats. We also have to thank Square Enix themselves, Fabia and Alec, for the brains behind the scene. None of this would have happened without them, and we cannot see where they take us into the new year.
Yeah, exactly that. And again, big shout out and a big thank you to you guys who have joined us all weekend for just enjoying our ramblings. We can't say thank you enough, because you have made this weekend just as special as us commentating on the games, but you being there along with us.
And we've been told by Fabian, just to give you a little tidbit on the competitive scene for next year. Next year it will be bigger and better. There will be more events. There will be a lot more going on. So make sure you keep your eyes glued to the Square Enix official pages, where official announcements will be coming out soon. So keep your eyes on them, and we can't wait to see the changes they bring.
That's it. And again, one last thing from us, guys. If you like this content, please follow us on Twitch. We're here every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. British Standard. We are also on YouTube if you want to just sort of edited down version of the games and the commentary. That is under Next Dimension Hobby and Games. And Fab has made me promise, and Kitty as well, that we'll say thanks to ourselves. I'm not one for that, so I'll thank you, Kitty, for joining me.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a great time with you. You've been here. I'll let you go play some games now in the following months.
I've got to stretch my legs a bit. But that will do us for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for joining us over the 2 days. It has been a blast, and we shall say Merry Christmas to all a good night. See you around.
See you in the new year, guys.